Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune into Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
Joe, I know you're not a student of the NFL like Reavers and Rookie are.
No, I'm not.
But you identified Patrick Mahomes at least a year ago as somebody that you go out of your way to watch.
Absolutely.
And I asked Judd this earlier today, and I'll ask you guys. I'll ask the panel. When is the last time the NFL had one player who was so clearly the best player in the league, the most so clearly
Lawrence Taylor,
the dominant player in the league? Maybe Lawrence Taylor, yes.
Walter Payton.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. At one, and obviously as a quarterback, you can influence the outcome more.
Yeah.
But this guy is so much better than anybody. He's so much the focal point of the league right now compared. I mean, Rodgers is having his best year. And there shouldn't be a discussion as to who the MVP is. Mm-hmm. It's Mahomes.
It's Mahomes. It's not even close.
I mean, it's incredible.
Would you put
this
Moss in that category?
Well,
No,
for 20 minutes, because it depends.
For 20 minutes.
Depends if it was on the day that he was interested or not.
True.
I might go.
I don't think Patrick Mahomes would have lost 41-0 to the
Probably not.
to the New York Giants.
He is completely playing a different game.
He is.
He's expanded that position to the point where he does things you've never seen before.
Yes, and in the past, you got Lamar Jackson, a similar athlete, but not on the same planet as a thrower or as a knowing what's going on. No, quarterback, you got to be able to move, you got to be able to throw, and you got to really know what the hell's going on.
Right.
And he has all three of those things. And through our lives, we've had the great thrower and the smart guy. I mean, Brady, Peyton Manning.
Yep.
But to take the great thrower,
Bob
who
Greasy,
knows
never
everything
Greasy out
that's
of
going
Nationwide.
on,
Yeah.
and make him a great athlete. Also, I don't know. I can't remember I can't remember one that like that. It's
Well, how does
incredible.
this Trevor fellow at Clemson compare to him?
We don't know if he's that sharp yet. We'll have to find out. He's coming in. He's an athlete. He's a big, strong athlete. He's got a lot of similarities. But can he immediately sees what's happening in the pro game like Mahomes has? Mm-hmm. I think this is is it year 4 now?
Mm-hmm. For who? For Lawrence?
For Mahomes.
Yeah, well, he was drafted in the same draft as Trubisky.
That's right.
Which was that the 17 draft? I think it was.
I think so.
Because he sat for a year behind Alex Smith in Kansas City.
And but that was also Andy Reid identifying him, and they traded up, right, to get him. And
well, they were talking about it on the broadcast yesterday, how because the Saints were sitting at 11, and Sean Payton said we were taking him.
Mm-hmm. It was 2017, and he sat.
And the Chiefs had caught wind of that and traded up with the Bills, and they gave up their first-round pick that year and their first-round pick the next year to move up from wherever they were, 20 or whatever, up to the 10th spot.
And what else is fun, in addition to his greatness, is the relationship the Chiefs all seem to have with the chubby old coach.
Oh,
isn't
it's
it?
great.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, he pays no attention to defense, right? I mean, he's got a defensive coach, and he's got you try to get him to stop him. And he spends all his time when they don't have the ball worrying about what's going to happen when they do have the ball. Mm-hmm. And, you can just see that at least the offensive guys just appreciate the hell out of him because he comes up with stuff. Mm-hmm. And, of course, when you have the best player in the world to execute that stuff.
Would he have the same success in another system? Because I was thinking about that watching that game. That
Well, Zim would say, "You're throwing
Run the
too
ball."
much. Run the ball. Give it to Dalvin. Come on. 4th and 1. There's 14 guys in front of me. Let's go. Run it through them. Damn it.
How did the Jets blow it by winning a game? What happened?
What a bunch of idiots.
What happened?
I don't know. And this coach has got no chance to be back, Joe. He's
Right.
Adam
Right.
Gase. He's terrible. To allow him to win the game is, and the funny thing is, the Rams, from everything, I didn't watch it, but I heard about it. The Rams basically were out there laughing when they were down like 17 points. And just assuming they'd come back and win,
And they never did.
Then they end up screwing it up and losing.
somebody yesterday on Twitter, somebody I follow, I can't remember who said it, but I am tuning into Jets fan line right now.
Oh, to hear 'em
just to
complain.
hear them all. Why did we win the game?
Well, you know who else has to be upset? Trevor Lawrence. He goes to New York City. If he's good, he's God. Instead, he's going to Jacksonville. He's end up in, you got your choice between the biggest market or the smallest market. That's the third team in Florida, for God's sake.
But the
Do you
Jets,
think they'll trade? Do you think they'll trade?
Who? Jacksonville?
Jackson?
Yeah.
No,
No.
God, they got to take him. They
This-
got to get somebody
this
to go to
kid's-
a
But
game.
look at Kansas City market. It's not big. It's Mahomes that gets me to watch
yeah,
it.
it is. But the Chiefs have some sex appeal from tradition. The
Yeah,
Jaguars don't have any tradition. They're just the NFL only went there because they were mad at the L.A. for not building them a stadium. So they said, "Okay, we're going to Jacksonville."
Well, as one guy that attended a game there recently, when I went to the
Yes.
the vaunted Bills-Jags playoff game,
Yeah,
and
9-3 or whatever it was.
10-3 thriller. I remember you guys being in a bar, because there weren't many tailgate areas, and a guy that lived there said, "Oh, are they playing today?" Had no idea that the Jags were. It's college football country.
I was
down
there twice. It's the old Gator Bowl that they redone, and I was there for one Gator Bowl, Iowa and Florida. I was on the way to Miami for the Nebraska-Miami game, and then I was there for one Viking game. And God, it's just a nothing town, and it's a
Right.
nothing area, and
Weather's nice.
well, generally speaking, yeah.
I never was in Jacksonville.
Well, it's not. It's kind of the big oil. That wasn't a
Yeah.
big oil port, right? At one point, so
I
I'm
want
not
to.
sure.
I want to chime in with my pick for some of the greatest players that I can't forget, and
Okay.
I'm going to go off the QB. Position. I'm going to go with Donald Igwebuike. I think he
Yeah.
really had a solid year in
Wasn't
1990.
for that little cocaine rap. That
Right,
he had
and that's
for,
he's memorable. I mean,
But wait, wasn't he exonerated from that?
I think he was, but it took a while.
Yeah.
but he never played again.
No, he was blackballed, wasn't he? After that happened.
Who's the player I heard about yesterday that was playing for the first time in 4 years because of off-field
Oh,
problems?
Des Bryant.
What did he do? Shoot somebody?
No, I don't remember.
He
Pat.
always wanted more money, Joe. He was a receiver. They'd give him a new contract, and 20 minutes later, he wanted another new contract. And
Well, he was
And
the
then he
guy
was-
that Jerry Jones hired someone to basically babysit him.
Yeah.
Well, he was suspended for 4 years.
Oh, was he really?
I don't think he was suspended through all of it. He was suspended through a good share, but I think he kept coming up with new suspensions maybe through the years or something. But yeah, the Baltimore was so hard up; they had enough guys hurt that they brought him in, and he caught a touchdown pass. Larry Fitz Jr. caught a touchdown pass, and Antonio Brown caught a touchdown pass yesterday, and they said that was the first time since 2017, the three of them caught a touchdown
Wow.
pass in the same days. They were probably the three best receivers in the league back then.
Yes, they were. You're right.
Des Bryant is the guy that caught the pass in Green Bay, took about 4 steps, went down on the ground, rolled around for about 5 minutes. They decided to have a replay and called it incomplete because he was the worst call in NFL history, and it to some degree it changed the rule, but it didn't change it until this Super Bowl that was here that they finally said, if you catch a ball in the end zone and it looks like you have it, It's a touchdown. Right. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, that was when we all decided in Minnesota, it's two. The NFL loves the Packers
Yep.
and is going to screw
Yes.
everybody
No
else.
question.
I still
Yeah,
believe that.
we
No
all
question.
decided
Stand by
it
that.
that day. Yeah, damn it. That's
Hey, how about this? The Vikings just sent out a weekly press release. We're getting the A squad for Christmas Day. We're getting Joe Buck and Troy Aikman calling the game.
Okay. Well,
At New Orleans,
Christmas Day.
they won't have a chance there.
but the trouble is being down there. How many does New Orleans let in the building? Not many, right?
I'm not sure.
Louisiana's had the hell kicked out of them. I do love the fact that the Rose Bowl is going to be played in Dallas in Jerry Jones' stadium, and the college football playoff people just sent it out that said the Rose Bowl has been moved because of the increase in positive cases in the county. 14%. And Pat Forty tweeted out that the positive testing percentage is 17% in the county that they're moving the game to. Wow. So
The Gophers have wisely decided they're not going to accept the bowl game, are they? Please tell me they can't do
no,
that.
I read a report on Twitter that one reason PJ didn't want to play this game is he's waiting to see what's going to happen with Harbaugh at Michigan to see if the job opens. The report came
Really?
from me, but I saw it on
Still
Twitter.
a report.
I
Still
saw
a
it on
report.
Twitter.
Are you doing the same bit that you were doing with Patino when you'd see the prop
For the
plane?
opening,
Yeah.
we're going to start getting the Patino going for every opening. If the guy from Iowa State, it would be perfect because when the Iowa State basketball job opened up, that's when we put on Twitter the picture of the prop plane. Patino being flown into Ames for the job. A little prop plane.
The best was the guy that called the hotline at the station going, "We saw a report from your afternoon drive host." I said, "Oh, God."
Nothing will ever compare with Joe and I on April Fool's Day.
Oh, boy.
Vikings
Oh, my
moving
God.
to San Antonio, baby. We got Buck Harvey on there to report his exclusive report in the San Antonio newspaper. We interviewed Buck, and then
It
Channel
damn near
5
cost us our lives.
If this is real, if this
Channel-
ain't real, I'm going to come down and kick your.
Yeah. The fella called up and threatened our lives, and we said we'll be back. And then, but
Caved.
Channel 5 was going to come up you were on the board,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Channel 5 wanted to come up and interview us with the exclusive
What year was
report.
that you guys did that?
Oh, God. 15
Red
years
years,
ago,
yeah.
probably.
We were good back then.
Well, because Red owned the team,
yeah,
right?
Red still owned the team, so it had to be early 2000s. Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Although back then, I would have been at that age where I would have probably threatened your lives, too, because I would have been all fired up about that as well.
Well, Red was, it had to be when they were for sale, and there was, Red was.
Threatening rumors to run
Boy,
down.
that was fun, man. They brought in Tom Clancy, and they had the big thing at the Minneapolis club, and man, Tom he was only lacking one thing: money.
Right.
Right.
Other than that,
Apparently, all his various ex-wives had all his money. He didn't. He wanted to give him $5 million.
I still see him sitting there smoking. Remember that?
Oh,
With the bad yellow
Yeah.
glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, Red bought the team, but he was initially going to be part of the minority group, right? Because was it Reggie Fowler? Wasn't he the
Reggie
main?
Fowler was going to buy it, and
Yeah.
Reggie didn't have any money, but he had the big idea. Didn't he end up getting a piece?
I can't
a little
remember.
piece of Ziggy's. They kept him around for a
can't
few
remember.
years.
Pat, how long can Polad hang on if you have another summer of no fans?
Well, he
And they
can
don't get a
hang
handle on
and they
crime?
Get some TV money, but yeah. Well, I don't know what baseball is. I don't think there's any chance that they open with more than 8,000 people in Target Field. Do you in April? Even with a lot of vaccines. You know?
I don't know. We just don't know.
Well, they're what what did I read yesterday, though? The players made how much less?
I can't remember.
200
Is that what it was?
billion?
Wow.
Whatever, some huge number.
But Joe's right, though, Pat. I mean, I think crime's going to be a bigger issue than COVID with baseball.
Leaving that game at 10:30 at night.
Well, they're going to have to pony up the security, but, I think that, that's...
But that's anyway. It's not even just hopping on light rail. That's you walking back to your car where you parked, and one small, shady little corner, and somebody jumps out, and boom. Billy Joe is 93, by the way.
Here's the deal.
Red.
Dress down, look like you don't have any money. Go to
Or
the game. Yeah.
Or when I tell my kids, I'm here to buy drugs.
Yeah, right. That's right.
I'm just downtown. I'm here to buy drugs.
right,
Right?
yeah.
Become the most poorly dressed crowd in all of baseball.
Yes, that's right. No,
Tell them
you're
you're here to buy drugs.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't wear a nice sweater. In fact, get a cup when you're walking out. Get a cup. Hey,
A sign. Hey,
a guy
buddy.
got me yesterday. I stopped at that gas station down at the end of 55 there.
Yeah.
Behind the ballpark, and the guy wanted. He has to go to St. Cloud for a Christmas or something and take the bus or something. The old thing, and I said, "Can you get her done on $1?" And I gave him $1. So,
Yep. And it takes me the first step forward.
Can you have your needs fulfilled with $1? That's all I got, pal.
What did we have Pat doing last? Oh, God, going to Aldi.
Oh, that's
Right.
Yeah.
When you went to Aldi last week
On
when you
Friday.
called in.
Oh yeah.
Remember you picked up that person that was in uniform and an Aldi uniform and gave him a ride to the Aldi, and you didn't really understand.
Did you see we're going to have an NHL season?
Yes.
And did you see what happened to the Wild? They'll have the costliest travel expenses
I know.
of any team in hockey.
They ended up. Them in St. Louis ended up getting robbed.
Yep.
Oh, because of the division realignment.
They're in the West.
Well, because the trouble, what happened to them is they put all 7 Canadian teams, so that cost them basically Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver.
Sure.
Although at least Vancouver. So we ended up in with all the West. I would imagine Craig and the boys moaned and cried and everything else, but they needed 8 teams. I guess they felt so.
Well,
Let me ask you this.
Why?
Can any Canadian team play in the United States?
No.
And
No.
vice versa?
All regular season games are going to be within your division.
What about...
Which means they're playing them all. There's 8 teams, 7. You're playing everybody 8 times. That means you're in L.A. 4 times, Anaheim 4 times, San Jose 4 times. Who else is on the West Coast? Vegas.
Kings, right?
L.A., San Jose,
Vegas,
Colorado.
the Ducks,
Vegas.
and Las Vegas. So you're out there. You're in California for 12 of your road games, and you're in Vegas, Colorado, and then St. Louis for
Another 12.
Boy, there's going to be a lot of tension, a lot of fighting, I bet, seeing these guys eat so many outs
Yeah,
often.
that's true. And you know what they're going to be doing is they're going to go to California. They'll play the Kings. Then they'll play the Ducks. Then they'll go back and play the Kings. They'll be out there for a week and play everybody 4 times or twice.
Okay, what if a Canadian team ends up in the Stanley Cup Finals?
Oh, I think by then, they hope by the time the regular season's over that we will have travel again, that the vaccine will be doing its magic. And by the way, hey, you guys, get behind me in the line. 75 years old. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Now that I get to charge up to, 3rd in the line, right? Essential workers, hospital people, then essential workers,
Jesse.
then me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jesse's going
Jesse, right, he's going to be 3rd in there.
Yes. So, that's what that does, though, is keeps me from going to Florida, baby.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I can go down there, and there's too damn many of us down there that are 75. Christ, you'd be in line for months. Wouldn't you? Everybody said. In other words, in Florida, 73% of the people are at the front of the line, right? Because they're 75 or over.
Right.
So.
Well, how are we going to get them? Are you just going to line up at a Kmart or something
I don't
someday?
know. I said I'm going to walk in and say, give me 2 of those Pfizers, 1 of those Modernas, and give me another one of the other ones, and light on the tonic.
And a Diet Coke.
Yes, right. And a Diet Coke.
Coke.
Yes, that's true.
Wow.
That is. I don't know. It's well, there's a lot of promises being made, but by the second week they weren't getting the distribution out that they thought they were. So, and does anyone know how many? You know, a hospital worker there, Reavers. Have they gotten the?
They are going to be notified, I believe, before the end of the year about what the procedure is going to be. But she can't really share a whole lot of that
No.
stuff with me,
No.
for obvious reasons. But I think that's that particular hospital's plan anyway.
She can share that with you. She's just choosing not
Yes,
to.
right.
That's better.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's true.
I have learned that potential airline employees are around February and are going to be the 1B. I'm not sure what that even
Now,
means.
you better
but-
not be in front of those fat
Right there.
75-year-olds.
Where are we going, baby? I'll sneak you one. I'll say, give me another one for my buddy. here."
Although, with the new strain that has 23 different elements than the old strain, they can only say, we don't think that it's going to, we don't think the vaccines will not work.
Well, I was
But with
trying
this
to.
new strain.
Go ahead, Rook. I'm sorry.
But that's where you come in. Willing to take a chance
I
as you're
will,
rolling
all
up
of
your
them.
sleeve.
All of them. Let's go.
Our president had some thoughts, by the way, over the weekend. I was trying to find that while Pat was discussing this, and he had some thoughts on Mitch McConnell and Mike Pence going to get vaccinated.
Oh,
over the
good.
All
weekend.
right, good.
Actually, no, I'm not going to get vaccinated, okay? We all know it's named after Vaccine Waters, one of the most radical, low IQ left-wing
Vaccine
people.
Waters.
I don't know what she put in this needle. So, no, there'll be no Vaccine Waters for me. It's called freedom.
What is he going to do? What is Colvin going to do when the Don's out of office? You think he'll still?
know.
It's got to get out of office
Don
first.
ain't-
It's true.
the Don ain't going to disappear, I'll tell you.
Right.
He'll be able to be doing impersonations of him for
That's
2 more
true.
years.
That's true.
2 more years. It is nice, though, that the president is laser focused on our major problems here: the Russian hack and the virus. So,
What the hell does Russia got on him?
I don't know.
They
I
got
don't
something.
know.
They
You
got
know
something.
what? You know, my favorite all-time political move was in the 2000 election when George W.'s boys were able to turn him being a cocaine-using guy who didn't go to his National Guard meetings into more of a patriot than John Kerry, who was in Vietnam, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they turned it. They got people to say he didn't save as many lives as he claims he did, right?
Yeah.
I think they're pulling a great one now, though. The fact that Melania used to pose without a lot of clothes on back in the day, that's off limits. But it's a scandal that Jill Biden has doctor in front of her
Doctor,
name.
right. She hasn't earned that at all.
I once in a while flip over to Fox to see, and they had like a panel the other night discussing the disgrace of her calling herself a doctor.
This is BS.
You know, I agree it's kind of corny, but I don't think it's worth your time to get too worried about these days.
I don't either.
But anyway, it's been an interesting time in our lives, that's for sure. You know what, though?
Yeah, we're in about the 17th month of 2020.
Yes, and it's just finally and officially pretty much driven me nuts.
Yep, I'm getting there, Pat.
I cannot. I mean, it makes no sense.
You're not alone.
This is a 2008 movie. You know, we should have taken those seriously.
The Ebola with
2008.
Dustin Hoffman
Yeah,
and,
everybody takes over
right,
the world. I don't know how it happens. You can't see them. Let's go.
And there's no end in sight.
No, God, no. Now it's smart. It's smart. You know what? 4th and 1, chance to win the game, that virus would have gotten the yard. Baby.
Oh, yeah, easily. Easily.
That yard is a lot
Akeem
smarter.
Hicks wasn't gonna tackle that virus.
That virus would have zipped right through that hole. Probably went for a touchdown. That virus is smart. How does something you can't see get that smart? That's what I want.
Yep.
It knows you. It knows that you're safe in a bar until 10 p.m. But at 10:01,
Oh, yeah,
the virus
right,
is
yeah.
loose.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
But that isn't even happening now, right? They're closed. The
no,
bars
they're
are closed.
supposed, well, unless they're open. You know, but
Well, unless they're open.
Unless they're open.
Right. If they're not, they're closed.
it's I did like the photos from the gal in Birdsville. What's her name?
Lakeville.
Lakeville. When they let the Star Tribune photographer come in there, and everybody's like 4 inches apart at the bar with hands around each other.
Right.
And
If you're going to do that, be smart.
I
Just
think,
if you-
yeah, when the photo says,
Right,
come on, everybody,
right.
you know, some guy's sipping something while he's under the mask or some damn thing. I'm like, let's go.
See, I want those people to keep track of each other because it would be interesting to know if there's going to be an outbreak caused by the attendance at that bar.
Yeah, we do. And who knows?
Isn't that what happened with Sturgis? Didn't they?
Yeah, but when you ended up 400,000 people and they've only traced a couple of thousand to them, I don't know. I don't like
the word-
This whole tracing doesn't work anymore.
I don't like the word mutant either. I just don't
No,
like
the
the word.
mutant. Yeah, the
I don't like
mutation.
mutant.
No, I don't. I agree with you.
I
You
stay away from
Not
mutant.
only with viruses, just
In general.
you know,
In
that
general,
guy's-
I'm not a
you
mutant
know,
guy.
There's a mutant lamb over there. Well, you know,
not going by it.
I put it to bury it. Don't serve it if it's mutant.
Yeah.
We don't want mutton.
I don't want it.
Mutton, okay. Mutant, no. We don't
Right.
want it.
You want mutton lamb chops, not mutant lamb chops.
I don't know what made you think of a lamb
No,
and
but
mutant.
I mean mutant. I mean, there's
I don't
mutant.
like it. I don't
You're
like it.
right. You're right. It's absolutely a bad word.
What
Oh,
is
it's terrible.
mutant? What do you
It
just
means,
go
it's
nuts?
it means nothing good, Rook. It's
Okay.
not good.
It means just bad.
It means the lamb's got 2 heads and 4
Yeah, right.
four
That's
toes.
tough.
I want
And,
that.
Makes you thinking it's had some bad. Mom had some bad drinking water, or
Right,
something
yeah,
like
right,
that.
right.
One of those West Virginia little ponds out there where we might have slipped a little something into the water. So
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. We were talking about it before the show. I didn't know Tom Hanneman was sick.
Tommy had a sextuple bypass a couple of years ago. Wow. Not a lot of publicity about it, but I did not know. I knew he was had problems back then, but I had not heard. I guess the last couple of months he hadn't been good, and he died in his sleep, so they assumed it was a heart attack. But
man.
what a good guy! I mean, he was just a self-deprecating, funny guy that didn't. Take
he was
himself-
never heavy, was he?
No, God, no. Didn't take
Was he-
himself serious. Wasn't
I don't
a
think he.
smoker.
Well, what
My
the hell do
God,
you need 6 bypasses if
I
you're?
don't know.
Oh God!
Luck of the
Genetics.
draw, baby.
Man.
Luck of the draw. Not anybody keeps themselves in shape like I do. So,
Well, I remember when he filled in for you at least once, maybe twice, because during the Christmas week, we're a little light on personnel. And I remember because Roofsy and I were there with him, and I remember him telling a story about when he started doing Wolves games on the radio with Kevin Harlan, and how they would just make stuff
Oh,
up
yeah,
because they knew nobody was listening.
well, they were
to
on
him.
the West Coast and they were terrible, and they'd have a late game. Look on your computer and do Bill Beek, Beek.
Bill Beek.
Bill Beek, Tom Hanneman, Bill Beek. He had a fictional announcer, a very boring fictional radio announcer that he would do once in a while for Harlan late at night when the Star Tribune ran a little segment of it, and just a couple of minutes long. But he did this guy named Bill
All right,
Beek.
you're gonna have to give me a minute here. I'll see if I can find it.
Anyway, yeah, he was just a good guy, and they demoted him, and they gave him the runaround all the time. He'd go from. He was the analyst, and then he was play-by-play, and then he was in the studio. And I'd see him at the Twins games a couple of years ago, and he wasn't a big baseball guy. You'd be in the 8th inning at 3 hours and 45 minutes, and How you doing, Hanny? And he'd say, "Oh, I'm having the time of my life," or something like that. Great nickname though, Hanny. I mean,
Hanny.
it was easy. Yeah, he was a good guy. But yeah, I got to say, I had no idea he was in that better shape. So.
All right,
And it
I've
made-
got it, but it's loading here so give me a minute here. This was on your guys' website.
Yes, yeah. They somehow they found that, and
All right, here we go.
Piston game, Johnny Most's legendary call, Larry Bird, the steal and whatnot. If you don't remember, here's a little sample.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ.
this is the real guy, Johnny
Right
Most.
up 1 second left. What a play by Bird. Bird stole the inbounding pass. Laid it up to DJ. DJ laid it up and in. And Boston has a 1-point lead with 1 second left. Oh my, this place is going crazy.
Yes, a legendary call. I think everyone is aware of it. Very few people are aware, however, on that very night, that very game, Bill Beek was broadcasting the game for the Alpo Radio Network. In fact, just sitting a row behind the great Johnny Most. And I guess you can understand after you hear the highlight why no one's ever heard it, but we got it for you tonight.
Now there's a steal by
And there's a
Bird.
steal by sit down, Johnny Most. I can't see a thing. Oh no! Boston has scored. I think it was Bird. The crowd is so loud. Johnny, you're a jerk. Timeout. The Celtics are ahead.
Now you got to go down to like the last minute.
Okay.
Of it. Go down to the
A
last.
head and shoulder fake, goes under and scores. A standing ovation. Listen to the crowd.
Back it up
DP
10
says one of
seconds,
my
15
personal-
seconds.
DP can.
The Bounce leading by 10 with 1:07. Backdoor lob. Miller to Kemp. Fireworks. TNT, baby. Two-handed flush above the wire for the Rain Man.
DP continues. Also, Chick Hearn, the legendary voice of the LA Lakers.
Peter's the dribble, brings it out to Magic. Three-pointer, that goes. It went in and came out. Rebound of Vlade. Nice rebound to Vlade. Oh, Magic, a head and shoulder fake, goes under and scores. A standing ovation. Listen to the crowd.
DP says one of my personal favorites, Kevin, is your Sam Mitchell call.
Inbound to Mitchell. Through the circle, down the lane. Drives and jams. Sam I am. Green eggs and ham. I'll give you this tomahawk, Cam.
DP wraps up this four-page letter
I didn't even know I said that.
with who can forget the legendary call of Bill Beek of the old Toronto Huskies.
Lucking Bill up the court now. We're down to the wire. Dolph Shays from half court. The Huskies are world champs.
Bill Beek guy was a little more reserved than the other guy.
They
they're
are
world
world
champs.
champs.
I wasn't aware of Bill Beek until I saw
That's a
this.
great
I
bit.
wish I'd known it. I would have had him have him give me a little Bill Beek whenever I saw him.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, he and Hanneman was. I mean, you think of what this club had when they opened. They had Hanneman. I mean, they had Harlan. They had the sales staff that ended up running it. They had the first Lywicki. They had about 5 different guys that ended up being the presidents or businessmen of. I mean, Bob Stein's early Timberwolves sales staff, promotional staff, front office was unbelievable. And then they hit on harder times.
Yeah.
They lost a little of that edge, but they were, and they had Harlan, of course, and he was great. So
Are you attributing that to a change in ownership at all, or do you think?
no, I think it's just a luck of the draw,
Harv and Marv. Harv and Marv.
just the luck of the draw.
Eh,
What do
you know,
you
things
think,
happen. Things happen. You know.
Joe? By the way, when the are you getting any? You're probably not getting any family visitors for Christmas this year.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
But no, probably not. Well, I guess the point I'm making is you're not going to have to take a whole crew of family members to a Timberwolves game this year,
Nope,
right?
nope.
That'll save you what, $1,000?
Can't
Oh,
remember
at
that
least.
From last year. I can't remember that from last year.
In fact, wasn't the line they didn't get my money's worth?
Yeah, they didn't get my money's worth. Although there was a little guy, appropriately enough, named Joe,
Yeah.
who really struck it up big with the Timberwolves cheerleaders.
Oh,
he
liked
seems to have
the
a way with that.
He
yeah.
liked the cheerleaders.
Yeah, he had his
Oh,
picture
okay.
taken with him. And He was right on top of things.
Joe, remember when they first started and what a phenomenon it was, and they had the girls out there dirty dancing, and the whole thing was just
Well,
crazy.
they set the attendance record, didn't they? at the
Yeah,
Well,
Metro?
they damn near sold out the dome.
Yeah, a few times. Yeah, they were over. They set the NBA attendance record. Yeah, over 1 million or some damn. I don't know
Oh,
what it
thank
was.
God, you guys. The sky is clearing.
Why?
Pat, the Christmas star tonight, Saturn and Jupiter in alignment.
Okay, where do I look?
Okay, I'm going to set it out for you.
Okay, where do I look?
Low in the horizon, southwest sky.
Okay, low in the horizon.
Going to write that down, are you?
Low in the
Southwest sky.
horizon, southwest.
Well, you're going to have to go
so
for a
that's out
racy
like
walk.
Eden Prairie, basically.
Yep.
That's
My
right
neck
out
of the
your
woods.
door.
Yeah.
Right out your door.
Yep. And southwest of my place is pretty open. I can see out that way. So
And
Oh, I'm
what
looking forward to
happens
it.
then? Does it like glow or what?
Well,
Does it create a light?
yes, but it won't be twinkling. It'll be just a very strong light as the
gotta
two
look.
planets converge.
Now
the great
they're-
convergence,
They're,
confliction. or
which
whatever the
one's
hell
in
it is.
front of the other one for us? I don't know.
I can do
Jupiter's
that for you.
closer, right?
Well, Jupiter and Saturn will actually be more than 450 million miles apart tonight during
Mm-hmm.
this. I can tell you this, that Saturn will be the smaller, fainter light
Mm-hmm.
at Jupiter's upper right.
Oh, okay.
Saturn will
Part
be
of
the
that
smaller
would
light
be
at Jupiter's
Jupiter,
right.
Jupiter being a larger planet, not only closer but larger, right?
Yeah.
Do we really think that there's 450, how many million? 450 million miles?
That's right.
And then this happens all over up there. Do we really think we're the only people around here?
That's a great question.
You know,
What's that theory called? We had to talk about this. Some guy's name that. Rook, this is where you earn your paycheck.
it an
Somebody's
F?
theory. Farsi theory.
what are you talking about?
No,
I
the
know
guy
what
who
you're
said
talking about.
the guy who said it
We
doesn't.
can't
We can't be alone. It doesn't stand to
Yes.
reason.
Oh, I think it was the great astronomer Bill Beak.
Yeah, Bill Beak.
Oh, look, there's another. There's,
Toronto are
there's
the world
more
champions.
people. There's more
What the hell is
people
that
there.
called?
I'm looking it up. Fermi paradox.
Fermi paradox.
There
That's
we
it.
go.
Fermi
After
paradox.
physicist
Any
Enrico
relation
Fermi.
to Fermi? Our
No.
Fermi, Mike Fermi?
No,
But
not
this
one.
guy was a big shot physicist. He wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
a crackpot. And he said, "This doesn't make sense."
No, right. He's
He
right.
says, "Where the hell is everybody?"
Pat, when you were in Phoenix, you stumbled upon a Fermi convention, didn't you?
Oh, it's
No,
Furby.
that was in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
For furry convention.
Furry.
convention.
Oh, that's right. Furry convention.
You know what though? I've always been a no alien guy, right?
Okay.
But I've always been a no virus is going to ruin the world guy too.
Ooh, it's been a bad couple of
every
months.
time I see one of these,
The man who rejected radon gas.
I always or that a meteor is going to
Right,
we're going to have
right.
to send a ship up to get rid of the meteor before it wipes out the Earth. I haven't believed any of those movies,
Right.
But now my sense of knowing what the hell's going on is lost completely because of
It's
this
been
thing.
shattered, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. I'll believe anything now. Hell
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might get invaded by. Why do we always blame the Martians too? Right?
Oh, they're screwing stuff up.
Why not the Saturninians or something?
that red planet is an easy pickings,
Yeah, we're always picking on Martians. I don't.
How do
get
we
it.
know we're not just some national park for some star 14 billion miles
That's
away from here?
Exactly right. That's I don't know. I don't buy any of it anymore. Damn it.
Man, this Fermi stuff is messed up, though. I'm looking at it right now. And it's.
Rook, we did a couple of
I
shows on
remember.
it.
I remember. We had an expert. We had the
you
expert.
did. I did not
We had a
know.
guy from the U, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he a Fermi? He doesn't believe in the Fermi paradox.
No,
or
he
did
was enjoying telling us about it.
Because I mean, our universe is a big place, but there's other ones, right?
That's
You
it.
got your Butterfinger, your Milky Way, your Snickers.
And don't get me going on your black holes.
I remember you
Who knows
you
where
were
that
struck with
leads?
some of the black
Now
holes.
I
as well.
got. Have you ever ended your winless streak of seeing phenomenons in the sky?
Nope.
Celestial events.
That's why tonight's so important to me.
It's a big day. It's a big day.
And what time is it supposed to occur?
About
here?
an hour after sunset, so 5:30ish.
Wow. I'm gonna. Where do I have to go? I could probably.
Southwest sky.
We got that athletic field, sand Fredericksburg, where it's open, not
Yep.
far from my place.
Yeah.
So I can go over there and stand there right in the open.
I guess.
And I'll look to
Or
the
in the Byerly's
southwest.
parking lot.
I'll look to the southwest sky.
Yep.
5:30, huh? So
What did you say? On the low on the horizon,
Yep.
in the southwest sky. As
Yep.
I'm pointing for Pat.
I'm thinking that a drive down 169, Joe. Maybe a long Reavers drive home this evening should do the trick.
Pick up
of that
some
one.
lines tap to
Well,
go.
I'm gonna have my telescope.
Okay.
I might see something with that.
Oh, that's
So far,
right.
I haven't had any luck with it, but I think I can focus it
I
in.
can't wait till say, "Hey, dear, you want to go see Saturn and Jupiter cross paths here?" And you know what? That won't even get a response.
No.
Won't happen for another 800 years.
Yes.
Extend your hand, dear.
Pat,
Let's go.
Come on.
Pat, this is what the wise men followed to Bethlehem. That's why it's called the Christmas star.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe
in all
throw
the
that
books.
information at her, and she might
Throw,
just.
throw that at her, and she might
So
buckle down.
it happened in year zero.
Well, you could look at it that
Kind
way,
of
I
like
guess.
it happened in year zero. And then, by coincidence, 2,000 years later, over here at the University of Minnesota, we had a year zero.
That's true.
So
PJ Fleck. That
PJ,
wasn't.
that's right.
That
We
was
had
year
a year
zero.
zero. So, boy, we've had a lot of phenomenons taking place here. So,
Oh, I'm rooting for that sky. Clear up, baby. Clear up.
how
I got to
it's-
see this.
Yeah, it was. It's. Is tomorrow when we start getting the longer days, or today?
Yes.
Yep.
Tomorrow. Okay, let's go.
First day of spring for Joe and the rest of the 21st.
I think it gets dark earlier than it used to.
I think it's getting light out already.
No, I mean I think the shortest day's shorter than it used to be.
Yeah.
That's what you feel?
Maybe not technically, but in reality, there's so little light now.
Part
It's
of it might
unbelievable.
also have to do with the fact that we haven't really done much outside of our own homes.
Nothing's making sense anymore, Pat.
No, nothing does. Nothing does. As I think it was 2 weeks ago when I said on Twitter, it gets dark so early now, and it seems like it happens all the time here in mid-December in Minnesota. and I got like, well, of course it does, you idiot. So, I wanted to give a little Yogi Berra there, right?
Yeah,
And, so.
There's nothing better than the mansplainers on Twitter. That's just it's just a phenomenon.
So, well, what's you know what one nice thing about being my age is for about Christmas?
What?
Cash only.
Yep.
Just you don't have to
it
go
rain.
out.
Make it
Yes,
rain.
yeah, cash only. That's that takes care of all the presents.
I've just received my cash instructions.
Instructions.
Okay.
Damn near got to take a loan out.
Although the grandkids were over the other day, and Luke left his Twins hat.
Uh-oh.
So when I see him Thursday, I'm going to say, I had to look all over for one of these. They're really hard to find, and this is your big Christmas present.
Wrap it. Wrap it.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap it, and then hand him his Twins hat.
Yeah.
This is boy. These are
2021's
hard.
gonna be
You
great.
cannot find these
Yes,
anywhere else.
gone.
These
the
are rare.
in the Twin Cities. So that'll be fun.
That's what the grandpa.
Rookie, did you ever get a note from home yet?
Yes, I'm going to be here tomorrow,
Nice.
Not Thursday.
not Thursday.
Okay, Reeves, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
I have a Timberwolves basketball game on Wednesday night. So
Is that the
they're gonna
seat-
let us
is that
in
the lid lifter?
And they're going to let us in the stadium. So
Are they playing on my birthday?
They are playing.
Okay.
your
23rd. You keep reminding us of your birthday as though it might lead to something.
When you got up, I looked to see if there was an envelope over by the
I
couch
got extra masks. You want a
or a
mask?
free Twins hat. We didn't want.
You have received my warmest personal regards.
Yes, right.
Bert Blyleven has worn that out.
Yeah, he really. I haven't circled anybody, but
Circle.
Miss Minnetonka did come through for me.
Oh, did she? With a
Yeah, she
birthday
always
card?
comes through with a card.
That's right. I talked to Bert a couple of weeks ago. He seems to be over his. He's not real happy with him running him off, but he's,
Is he done? Is he
he's
doing
done.
it? Yeah. Wow.
Done. Yeah, I mean, we did in the big send off. What near the last regular season? No, wait, about a month before the end of the season.
That's true, because it was an odd, just kind of an unceremonious see you later.
But it was nice to have a send-off with Bert, because after the last few years we've gotten along fine. After two different low periods in our relationship.
Sure.
Gotcha.
The original one was a really low period when he referred to two gentlemen as he departed as being fat, long C words.
Okay.
One was Calvin, the other was me. But and then, of course, which I've told a couple of times, is when he gave up that home run to make it 20 games in a row. And I wrote a column about how everyone was breathless in anticipation in the stadium, and he got to the 8th inning and it just crawled over the back of the plexiglass, and the relief everyone felt that he'd given up the home run, and that one didn't go over too well.
Didn't like that he read that one, huh? He got that one.
I
Got
saw
you.
that
Okay.
one. He came to me in the dugout the next day and said, I tried, but you're a bleeping bleeper. And I said, I knew you'd say that, but I couldn't resist. I'm
Pretty
sorry.
good call, wasn't it, Bert? Yeah. Everybody
I
else liked
couldn't
it.
resist, damn it. What the hell?
You know who gave me that kind of grief was not Blyleven, Dave Goltz.
Really?
Well, not grief so much,
You
but
probably got on him about being such good enough guy, but just a lump. No personality.
right, and then he's one of those guys who would call home every morning and have the wife read him the newspaper.
Oh, yeah, right. That was...
What'd you have to say that about me for?
Poor guy, he ended up having basically the LaRue Harcourt stole all his money, the agent. And he ended up selling real estate up in the Rothsay area.
Well, I hope he's doing well.
I think he might have bounced back. Yeah, he's still around. You look back, one year he pitched 300 innings.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't he go to the Dodgers?
Yeah, nice contract. But Harcourt was Blyleven's first agent, and he got Campbell's money, Stevie Braun's money, Stevie didn't have a lot of it, Campbell had a lot of it, Goltz's money. He ended up in federal prison, LaRue Harcourt. But Bert held on long enough to get another hit,
Yeah.
He pitched long enough to get some good contracts afterwards, but Campbell and Goltz and those guys, that was like their one big hit, and this guy got a lot of their money.
I think Campbell was the first free agent signing in baseball.
He was in the first class, 76, and might have been the first because it didn't take him long to sign with the Red Sox.
Right, well, right from here to Boston. I think he was the first.
Look that season up for a relief pitcher closer, 161 innings. Gene was not above abusing a relief pitcher.
No.
He thought they were recyclable. He ruined Tommy Johnson the next year. So.
Yep.
Goltz served in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War as a helicopter mechanic.
So does that mean he must have been a National Guardsman or something? He
Not sure, yeah.
Must have had to go.
But his debut
somewhere.
was 72. So that's kind of...
He must have, when he first was... Angelo Giuliani signed him. I don't think he was ever drafted. Angelo saw him pitching somewhere up there in the prairie, but he must have been a Guardsman.
Gotcha.
A lot of them were Guardsmen back then in the Nam days. Rodney was a Guardsman. Rodney would have to go away for 2 weeks every summer.
Wow.
Take his
Did not know
Guardsman.
that.
Yep. So.
I got to go.
All right.
Hey, you
have
gotta get out of
a
there.
good Christmas there, and
You too.
Keep the costs down. We never know what the stock market's going to do here with the new strain, the mutant strain.
I'm off to the bank right now.
Okay, good. See ya.
All right. All right.
I believe him, too.
And speaking of the stock market, here's our guy, Mr. Money Talk.
Boy, you talk about volatility. This is the time to have a man who can handle volatility. Here's my guy, Josh Arnold.
Hey, GLers, it's Reavers here once again for Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold, and he has a question for you. Do you know what you own? Well, Mr. Money Talk's clients, they do know what they own. You see, Josh has found that most people that he meets with every day, they don't know. He has seen retirement portfolios that have a big percentage in bonds, and there are real instances of people paying more in commissions and fees than they can possibly make on the rate of return that these bonds currently yield. So know what you own. And later today, here in Garage Logic, Mr. Money Talk's got some great news as it relates to one of his favorite companies, that's relating to fruit? ? Trust is often overused, and it's even harder to find. So please take it from me that you can trust Josh. Give him a call today for that free 48-minute financial consultation. Yes, it's free. Give him a call today at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment advisor services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a registered advisor in the state of Minnesota. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk.
I've got a buddy, Bob, who has 3 New Year's resolutions every year, and truth be told, he rarely succeeds at accomplishing his goals. He's not alone, by the way. Only 10% of us do accomplish our New Year's resolutions. Then it hit me. Bob should call the Canopy Group. Why? Bob wants to read more, and I'm not going to be able to read to him. Bob wants to lose 20 pounds, and I'm sure not the guy to help him with that. But I can help him with his 3rd resolution, and that is to save money. How's he going to do that? By handing this resolution over to the 30 professionals at the Canopy Group. They will help Bob save money on his home and auto insurance and have better coverage at the same time. There's 16 companies assure Bob's success, not only just this year, but they will do this for Bob every year to be sure he has the best coverage at the best price. New clients save more than $800 annually. Hand your New Year's resolution over to the Canopy Group and be part of the 10% with good old Bob who succeed in accomplishing at least one of their New Year's resolutions. Call 800-967-3389 or visit thecanopygroup.com. All you Bobs out there, get with it. 800-967-3389 or visit thecanopygroup.com.